Hey guys, welcome back. It's Roboskillz time. We have lots to look at today. We're going to ignore all the lies from the past, so if you need to see that stuff, you got to go back and check it out. But first, let's address the don't bring your BF allegations, and then we'll get into the small claims case that Roboskillz opened against someone who was seemingly just trying to get him product at cost. Whew, we got a lot to look at today. So first up, we're going to take a look at the date on the screenshot, which lines up with the story and the Collecticon event in question where this happened, where this comment that he allegedly made to this 19-year-old at the time about not bringing your boyfriend to the Pokemon card deal took place. We got Roboskillz here with a nice little comment on the previous video. He says, "Oh yeah, that's not me. Hey, for everyone in the comments reading this. P.S. I wouldn't delete this, Rattle." This is like a weird thing that scammers do. Like, just liars do, where they're like, "Oh, Rattle's deleting all my comments." Like, if you put a link or a hashtag there, it's automatically going to get held. Or if you spam the living crap out of the comments, I don't remove comments. Unless it's docking someone, or it's like, I see it and it's just terribly racist or something, I'm not gonna delete it. I don't care if you call me a stupid dupid down there. Go ahead, have at it. I'm clearly not pushing 50, lol. Okay, we're gonna get into that. He's not 50, so this couldn't be him. It's got to be a different Robert, right? I'm not married. I've never been married, and you know that, Rattle. I didn't know that. I'm sorry that she confused your rip and ship girlfriend, fiance, significant other, partner, life partner, whatever you want to call her. Don't care. This is not proving anything. Just because she doesn't know whether you two are married or not, that's not really relevant here. But that's his be all end all. That's the end of it, guys. Can't be him. Those aren't my text messages at all. The fact that you even tried to publicly connect random text to me is slander. This was super disingenuous, man. Shame on you. If it's slander, let's do something about it. Right. To be clear, these are my opinions. We have someone here who lies constantly. Am I going to believe him, or am I going to believe somebody with a bunch of receipts and a story about him being a greaser? I don't know. Let's take a look at more receipts, and then you guys can form your own opinion. So he hasn't mentioned this yet, but he was at the event in question and even posted one of his special guest fake promotions for it. He was not a special guest. You can go ask the special guest. You can go ask anyone from Collecticon if he was. This is fake. So, and not to mention the fact that we got February 25th here on the event in Orlando, as indicated on the screenshot and the story. That's interesting stuff. Now we have, yes, this is also fake. He does these fake promo things. It's kind of embarrassing. So, on the topic of the event, the screenshot, the DMs that according to Tommy very much happened. He was wearing a denim jacket. Tommy remembers him wearing a denim jacket. She says that she's very certain that this is the guy and not another Robert who was wearing a jean jacket at the time. And I gotta say, Robo, maybe you were tired. You're looking pretty old here. And it takes one to know one. I'm old and crusty. Who cares? Own it. Yes, a 19-year-old calling you pushing 50 doesn't mean that you're 50 years old. I shouldn't have to explain that to anyone. She thought you looked old. You look fucking old here. I got gray hairs. I'm looking old. Who cares? What's it matter? I mean, it matters if you're trying not to be the same Robert from the DMs, but of course, we now have TwicebakedJake, who is going to lie for his friend and a business partner of sorts. He says, "Dude, these are serious allegations. Rob's not 50. No one said he was 50. A 19-year-old said that he was pushing 50 in DMs. Yes, those are two very different things. He's barely 30, and he doesn't have a wife. Okay, guys, he's not 50. He doesn't have a wife. Different guy. Adrian is a known scammer, and if assault was involved, why there isn't a police report? Rattle, you have to face facts straight before you push allegations like assault and infidelity. This is really serious." Jake, shut the fuck up. Holy shit. All right, so we'll get into the details of why Jake is lying for him. Unless Roboskillz lied about his age to Jake. which would be a little bit weird. So here we have a nice little clip. And yes, Roboskillz has admitted and unadmitted about the assault. Was it a severe assault? Did he beat the living hell out of him? No. He got violent, as he has in previous instances that we'll take a quick look at. And he poked him in the head, pushed him in the head, whatever it might be. His own words. He backtracks on here a little bit. Let's watch.
This was pretty immature. It was nice to see so many level-headed comments in Rattle's video because he prematurely made a video about all of this. Honestly, what this was two guys having a heated discussion in a card shop because of one of the guys' behavior. But exactly, this is not breaking news. A guy got poked in the forehead, not even that. I was gesticulating because...
Whoa. So he got poked in the head, but not even that. Like, just re-record this. Like, it's a short video. How does it take you so long to put out a short video and you can't even keep your lies straight?
As we were in a heated discussion. And what's funny is he just started stuttering and mumbling over his words because he's probably never had the consequences of his actions standing up for themselves right in front of him. Because He Shen 4212 is right. When you run your mouth, there is actions that follow. Don't run your mouth, nothing will happen. If you can't handle the conflict, don't open your mouth, that can get smacked around. Simple. And even though I don't condone violence in any way, shape, or form, I think all...
You just said it can get smacked around, but you don't condone violence. I don't get it. You get violent. You're a violent dude. You get upset. You get upset when you get called out. You get upset. It's just ridiculous. Like, you said you did it. If you poke the guy in the head, you poke the guy in the head. If it's a scammer, it's not an excuse. You should not get physical with a scammer. Deal with it accordingly. Now, since Jake wants to say that he's barely 30, it's a good thing that Roboskillz is the type of person to let you know that he's vaccinated. Because then we can see that he was born in 1989 and that he's 36. Last time I checked, let me know in the comments, is 36 barely 30? Do you not know the age of your friend? Come on, Jake. Now, it seems like the face mask, again, nothing wrong with being old, but it seems like it might have hit home a little bit when he was called pushing 50. if you gotta get the routine in. You gotta be looking like a spring chicken if you're picking up those 19-year-olds, allegedly. Now we have some older pictures, and you can go back 2019. We're looking a little gray. Looking a little gray here. There's nothing wrong with having gray hair. Look at all these little guys. Look at them all in there. Who cares? Again, I mean, if you're trying to hide it, maybe that's an issue. Looking gray with Aoki. All right, enough of that. You guys get the point here. He was looking old at the event. He's not 50. We're not saying he's 50. She wasn't even at the time saying he was 50. Calling someone pushing 50 is more of a dig than it is an actual, hey, I checked your birth certificate. I checked on your Instagram where you posted your vaccine records, and I know how old you are exactly. That's not how it works. All right, so let's get into here. The working with scammers. So he's always like, Rattle's working with scammers. Rattle wouldn't even call PDC a scammer. Yes, he was a scammer. Yes, I wish he would have sent everything back. No, it is not an excuse to assault him. I don't work with either of them, either of the people that he's referencing. It doesn't even make sense. I haven't, will not, and would have never to begin with, even before any of the events unfolded, worked with either of them. I'm very careful with who I work with. Not saying that somebody won't break bad at some point. And if they do, I will absolutely call them out. Next slide. Now, would it surprise you that he's worked closely with one of the worst scammers ever in Pokemon? And even made a declaration and a lawsuit for the scammer who filed a slap lawsuit against me. Why doesn't he bring that up? He likes to say that, like, legal documents, if somebody has a case against them, they're a scammer, right? So am I a scammer because he wrote this shit up? Now, it's funny, and you guys can pause it if you want to read through it. Maybe we'll touch on it in the future. It's funny because he lies in here again about me not letting him share his side, when the reality is he wouldn't dare talk to me about any of this because I would absolutely destroy him on it all. I don't think he's a very good liar. He's not even a very good liar when he records a short form video. So he's going to be terrible if he's on the spot. If he's talking to me live, we can go through all the details if he wants to. Open invitation. So for all the people commenting, why don't you just talk to Rattle about it? Why don't you just clear things up? No, he doesn't want to do that. He didn't want to do that to begin with. And we could have cleared up all the details. It gets so much more messy when he's lying constantly about everything. But it's just so easy. It's all just easily provable lies. Like, you're lying about the dumbest shit. So here's the other instance where he admits to getting violent in the DMs. You threatened to punch me in my own house. You didn't want to talk. You just wanted to yell at me. Man, then you deserved it too. And you know you do. That's the wild part. So, again, he got violent. Whether or not this person is a good person, doesn't matter. You don't need to get violent with people. Dumb. Absolutely dumb. Caveman dumb. Caveman levels of dumb. When you get into physically assaulting, threatening to physically assault, anything like that, caveman dumb. So here he says, he's lying to his audience. Remember, Rattle is a grifter. He's super disingenuous, and now the whole hobby will see it. Gonna make a video shortly. So he's gonna make a video shortly. It takes him fucking forever to put out a clip, a short form content. He says he's gonna show all the receipts. He doesn't show all the receipts. He just points to people in the comment section saying, oh yeah, that guy scammed me too. That's the extent. And toss in some lies, toss in some, oh yeah, this didn't happen. I don't know. Seen a lot of receipts here. We have lots in this video. We had lots before. The grifter part is kind of funny. Speaking of grifting, how would you guys like to click 6 links down below in the pinned comment? Samsung will pay me $1 for each of those. Now, do I show off my discount codes? Do I show off my affiliate links? Are they all very disclosed? Yes, they are. They're very disclosed. I don't want to paywall anything. I don't want the Discord is free. The restock notifications are free. Meanwhile, Jake's going to be promoting something that's going to cost you money for the same fucking shit. Ooh, who's the grifter? Click the 6 links. If you buy something, great. If you don't, no pressure to buy anything. Don't care. Now, grifting. Grifting 101. We got this is a rip and shipper that's claiming that I'm a grifter. That's a rough call. So, let's talk about grifting from Roboskillz. We have a failed rap battler, failed comedian turned Pokemon rip and shipper who makes fake special guest banners for events. And he still hasn't addressed the claims by Wilson about searching packs. So I would not recommend that you buy anything from his rip and ship. If he's going to trade off searched packs claiming that they weren't searched, that's not a good look. Now, let's get into the DMs. We're going to say, Rattle, does this even sound like Roboskillz? Well, we've seen lots of DMs from Roboskillz, so surely we can do a little comparison here. We have the keep it up phrase down below. Surely that's not a common thing that people say. Surely we won't find one of those. The not sure where it's going. That's a good one. We'll take a look at that. Not really sure what we're doing. Surely he hasn't said that before. The yeah with the Y-E-A with no H. That's at least something that we can take a look at. And then most of all, we're going to take a look at the starting sentences with and but, which is I don't think too many people do that. So just for good measure, let's take a look through these here. We got the keep it up man and the yeah. We got the I'm not sure where all this extra texting is from. I'm not sure. We got yeah, we got and. And it's not just the and. It's the and at the start of the sentence. The but at the start of the sentence constantly. The yeah. We got the and. We're going to ream through these. Yeah, and. So it's looking like we got a pattern here. And I mean it. And. There's just constant examples of the exact same speech patterns, same text patterns, if you will. And it's not looking good. It's looking a whole lot like he wrote those texts. In my opinion, we got the but there. You gotta start your sentences with and but. Typically when he's heated, he tends to get some real short sentences going. He goes full caveman, just like he does when he gets violent. But. Is it the same guy? Was that Roboskillz sending those text messages? I have to believe it is. That's my opinion, though. You form your own. Before we get into the small claim stuff, I got a couple things to toss in here. First is he's going to claim, oh, Rattle's only doing it for the attention. He's doing it for the views. He should be going after the real scammers. I think you're detrimental. My apologies, Roboskillz, but you are detrimental. You're probably even more detrimental to the hobby than many of the scammers who scam in the more conventional ways. This looks like a scam. This looks like an abuse of the legal system. but we'll get into that. First, we got to check out the link tree. You guys know and love the link tree. Best way to support the channel is the free ways to support the channel. Discount codes and affiliate links. You can click them. You don't have to click them. It keeps everything free. I don't have to overcharge you for modern product on a rip and ship like Roboskillz does. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. PSA Pikachu, Securus Card Shop Card Market, Buyee. We got Fanatics Live Credit. Now, these guys are at least trustworthy. Rip and ship is still not a good value, but if you want to not worry about searched packs from Roboskillz, you can always go to Catch 'em All Collectibles. Again, highly recommend you just don't rip and ship. Don't participate. It's a waste of money. If you want to waste money, go ahead and do so, but at least do it with someone trustworthy. Collector app for tracking your collection. A bunch of discount codes for the stuff I use and recommend. A bunch of just click it before you shop for the things that you want. And you support the channel that way. It is the best way to support the channel. Truly appreciate it, everyone that does. Truly appreciate Card Market for sponsoring the video. Pick up some singles from the European regions. All right, now, let's get into the small claims. I'm going to keep this brief. The last video has many more details, many more screenshots, much more evidence in it, including a series of DMs that lead me to believe everything that we're going to go through here now. So what Roboskillz will not and has not mentioned is that he was not buying from distribution. He was not buying from a store that like cut him off on the deal, that cut his allocation with a pre-order with money that was tied up. He was getting all this stuff at cost. Not only was he getting it at cost, he was also getting free service on his car. He refused a refund. He doesn't like to talk about that. Why are you refusing a refund on that original purchase amount if somebody was just going to sell you the boxes at cost? And then not to mention the fact that he was supposed to help Wilson, this person that's doing all these favors for him, supposed to help him with social media, which seemingly never happened because not only did Roboskillz not address it, but I see no sign of it at any point, anywhere. In the DMs, on social media, anywhere to be found. Your guess is as good as mine as to what that would look like. I don't think you should want support from him. So we have the allocation that was canceled. This was made very clear by Wilson in the DMs. Hey, I can't get it. Roboskillz' expectation was that he was gonna buy product on the secondary market or at a higher price and just eat the loss. This is someone that's doing you favors. This is how you treat somebody that was basically your lapdog, was helping you out in every way that I see possible here. And this is how you treat them. You file small claims to try to get the secondary market value of the boxes in question. So here we have pricing, conversation throughout the conversations, throughout the receipts, the payment receipts. Everything indicates that Roboskillz is getting it at cost from Wilson. Was getting it at cost, has been getting it at cost. He doesn't like to say that because it would look pretty bad if you had a friend or someone that you were essentially going in on a pre-order with who had connections that you somehow don't with your giant following. Why you gotta buy from the little guy here? Why you gotta buy from him? Why you gotta buy? Why you got Twilight Masquerade at cost from Wilson, Japanese 151, Surging Sparks, Stellar Crown. What's going on there? So here we got discussion at cost. You can see we got the 150 in a box. Pretty cool, right? Which is my cost. He's okay with that as long as he gets it, right? Now, this isn't the difference. The big difference here for everyone's like, oh, Rattle, but you hate the game stores that take pre-orders and then cancel it and then list for hire. Yeah, I think that's bad business. I'm not saying that Wilson is the best business person to ever exist. He thought he was getting the product. Roboskillz thought he was getting the product at cost from Wilson, who he was, in my opinion, using throughout this entire arrangement. So here we have Wilson, who was also providing Roboskillz with free car maintenance. There's more examples in the previous video, but it's just like time and time again. You're getting free work on your car. You're getting product at cost from this person. You seemingly didn't give them anything in exchange, and now you're taking them to small claims because you want them to have to lose money on Prismatic. He's going to like, oh yeah, but he did get the Prismatic. He clearly didn't. It was clearly canceled. And if he got more Prismatic later at a higher price, I'm sure he would have sold it to you at whatever that cost was. So you're being a bully. You're being a terrible person. Then we have the whole Roboskillz pretending that he was scammed. We have Wilson throughout the DMs the entirety of which are in the previous video, indicating that, hey, I can pay you in a different method. Zelle is locked to a certain amount. I can't send the entire amount through Zelle, and Roboskillz would not accept other forms of payment. I don't know why that is. I don't know why he wants Zelle over the other ones. But, and then even at one point, it seems like he unenrolled with Zelle. I don't know if his account was like in trouble or what was going on here, but again, just terrible person. There's more we can go through. I could make just a 4-hour long video of just lie after lie after lie. Pathological liar, terrible person. And the problem is, like, even when someone treats them right, like Wilson in this example here, if he doesn't get his way, if you aren't willing to not only do favors for him, if you aren't willing to lose money for him when shit doesn't go good, then he's going to take you to small claims. What a fucking dickbag. Absolute piece of shit. Have a good one, guys. Take care of each other out there. Be careful who you're doing business with. Be careful if somebody's trying to, like, push their influence over you to make you do things for them. Like in this example. All right. Have a good one. See you next time. Bye.